Hi friends, Renee Keese here with Carolina Creative. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm here with card making ideas for you. Today I'm going to play with Silly Safari. This may be a stamp set you've just completely overlooked if you've looked in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. I've made a couple of cards with this and it's been pretty fun because you can do a lot with it. You can see it could make a fun welcome baby card. I like the Hakuna Matata sentiment as well. Everything will be all right. And the happy birthday party animal, you party animal is kind of cute too. So you've got a bunch of animal characters and then the leaves. So I'm going to play with leaves today and some of these characters. And along with this, I pulled out my old fern embossing folder. I wanted something to go with all those leaves. And I've run the two-tone cardstock through that fern embossing folder. This is just a 2-inch strip. You can see I had my 2 color choices of green and I went with the darker green. So next what I'm going to do is sand this so that the white will be revealed, the inside core of this cardstock. And that's going to give me some texture as well as color. And then I've picked out 3 shades of green for stamping leaves. So I've got Garden Green, Granny Apple, and Soft Seafoam. And I'm going to play with that and kind of create my own DSP. So let's start with that first. And then I'll get to the animals and show you what I'm going to do there. So let me flip the camera. Here's my work area. This is the fun set that I'm working with today. And I'm going to just give this a light sanding and reveal some of this fern texture and give it its own two-tone. So it'll be green and white. And then I'm going to stamp all those other leaves. I kind of have to go different directions here in order to get the white to show through. I want it to absolutely look like a fern and not just, you know, tips of leaves or something. So I'm trying to make sure that I get a little bit of the lower spot. But yeah, I think it's going to work. I think, especially along the edges, it's really showing up. And I don't want to go too crazy. I'm going to be covering some of this up, so I don't have to be too specific or, you know, too detailed getting every little bit here. I'm going to flip this over. Maybe it needs a little rougher section of sandpaper. But I think that's the idea. So get that out of the way. So that's what it looks like. It's now green and white because I revealed that inside core. I also have a Garden Green cardstock here for my card base. So I'm going to layer these up when I start assembling, but right now I'm going to random stamp leaves on here. So I'm going to start with a little Garden Green and use this bigger bigger leaf stamp and do a couple random leaves with this. So let's go like this. And I'm going to stamp off and do that. Whoop, I want to make sure I ink it up. That didn't quite get completely inked. And I'll do another one there. And I don't need to do a whole lot because I'm going to fill in with a bunch of other colors and textures. Let's do one of these big leaves in Granny Apple. You know, when I think about a jungle scene, lots of shades of green because you've got lots of depth in the jungle and different types of leaves, and some are in the foreground and some are in the background. I do still need this because now I'm going to do this pretty fan type leaf, this other leaf, and kind of fill in. So let's do that. And then I want to change up and do some soft sea foam. And again, I'm going to make this look kind of delicate. So I'm going to introduce my third color here. And yeah, down here. I'm just randomly filling in at this point. And so maybe there's a little bit here. That's kind of what I was after. So I could, with the Granny Apple, what if I inked it and stamped off? So that's going to kind of stamp off over here. Introduce yet another color. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to stop playing because you can get carried away and just, it can be overwhelming. Okay, so now when I put this together, see, this is going to cover part of that anyway, but I have a variety of leaves. I'm going to leave a little white edge, I'm going to make it really small when I assemble it, a little white edge there. Now, I did start with some coloring before I started the video, and I don't even know if I'm going to use these animals yet, but I was playing. So I stamped the zebra in black. And I don't think he needs anything else. He's pretty cute. I guess I could make his little nose his muzzle a different color. And then I did the giraffe in, there's some early espresso, there's some Cajun craze, and a little bit of crushed curry. So that's two really cute characters. I have stamped the hippopotamus here, and I'm going to cut him out. I've got glue everywhere, time to clean. I've stamped the hippopotamus, so I'm going to give the inside of his ear a touch of pink, and then do the rest of him in a light gray. I'm going to leave his horn white, and I'm going to do some shading here. So let's go a little darker up here on the ear. I'm going to kind of shade where these lines are, and then color this in. So I'm using the watercolor pencil. And this is basic gray. Do that gray too. And now I'm going to take my blender pen and just color this in and make it look like it's watercolor. Blend, blend, blend. Give him a little texture, a little shading. I'm trying to leave his eye white. Give his body some color. There we go. I don't need to be too particular. I just wanted to give him some coloring. So now I'm done with those three. I've got three more colors of pencils. I'm going to do the monkey. And this is pecan pie would work. This just happens to be copper clay. It's a nice, I like this color a lot. And so because I've got it, I use it. But early espresso would work too. I mean, any shade of brown, or you could just outline it in black. And then color black or gray, and then color him in. So I'm going to take early espresso and just kind of color in his body. And I'm going to work pretty quick here. I'm not going to go overboard trying to be real exact. My blender pen will smooth all this out. So there he is. And then I'm going to use crushed curry and just kind of do his face. And then this is Cajun craze. So I think I'm going to do his ears a slightly different color, and I may work some of the espresso in there too. And the rest of his face. So he's a brown monkey. What can I say? He's got a bunch of different colors now. All right. So I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is the curry, crushed curry, and do that. And now I'm going to blend in his ears, his face. Yep. And then get some of his body here. I did want it to be a little darker on the edges. That works. Smooth this out. And you know how this just drags the color and really does fill it in, and it makes it look like it was watercolored. So now I can kind of darken his ears a little bit and wipe that off. Okay, so that was that. I might do this. I could take him, because it's going on green, I'm going to run this circle. I love to have covered edges and do that. I didn't get a lot on that top side. Okay, now inside the card, again, I played and I put the monkey in there so that it looks like he's got monkey business going on. I'm going to stamp my sentiment for the front and something on the inside. So on the front, I want it to say, "Happy birthday, you party animal." And I've just got a strip here. I'm honestly thinking that this, well, I haven't decided if it's going to go all the way across. Let's look at this. I thought I got my arm in there. All the way across, or if I just want to, I'm going to stamp in the middle and we'll figure it out. Happy birthday, you party animal. This is just really cute. Yes. And then on the inside, I pulled another sentiment. It's one from an old set called Picture Perfect. It says, celebrate the good stuff. I just think I love this sentiment. It, to me, it's just meaningful, you know, enjoy today. So that's my sentiment on the inside. And so now if I cut out the quick little hippo here, I think I'm ready to start assembling all these parts and pieces and decide which of these crazy characters I want to include on or in. I've already got one, but I may put another one inside the card. I could have done a whole series of monkeys if you like monkey business, but I wanted to, you know, just demonstrate some different watercolor techniques here. Could have done Wink of Stella painting with this as well, and I will still put Wink of Stella on some of these guys, some of these critters. So that's done. Okay, so here we go, rock and roll. I've got a bunch of animals to pick from. So now inside I'm going to assemble and put this insert right inside the card and center it up so that I have all the edges. But then the monkey cute popping in from the side there. So I could still put a zebra on there if I wanted to. I wish there were more animals that face the other direction. So I'm going to start assembling this layer by layer. Let us start with the white, because this is my layer number 1. So again, I'm going to frame this so I've got even amount of green card showing on all sides. And I will grab my Stampin' Seal right here. Because of the texture, I prefer this. I think it holds better on something that has texture like this. But some people like liquid glue, so that's fine. You do you. All right. And so this, I wanted just a little white on the edge, like that. And I have all these leaves peeking out. So now I can do my happy birthday, you party animals somewhere across here. I was thinking I wanted the monkey up here. Oh, what if I put the giraffe peeking up? I'll have to, if I do him on an angle, I can cut it to match, I think. And then maybe I'm going to do the hippo down here. Ooh, I'm kind of liking it. I think I've got a plan. So, to assemble this, I'm going to put dimensionals behind the monkey because of that big circle. He's very easy to pop right off of the card base. So that's the backing. And I'm going to start ripping some of this extra pieces off right here. I use up all of my dimensionals. There is no sense in not using every single bit of that foam. So pull off backings. Sticking to my fingers, and I can't get this one to separate. There. Okay, so I want the monkey kind of at a crazy angle, and he's over both sides. And then I probably need to go ahead and put my sentiment on next. And I am going to just run it from side to side. Cover up the white so it matches. Now, if I could decide if I want the hippo up there or down, I kind of like the leaf showing through there. And then I think I'm just going to, I'm going to wing this. I'm just going to snip a straight edge and hope that I can line it up. Yes. Nope, I might need to do a little more angle on that. Otherwise, it's going to cover up my my sentiment there. So let's just go on a bigger angle. You're still going to see the long neck of the giraffe. Yep, I like that. Excuse me. So add some glue, and of course, wouldn't you know, it's decided it wants to clog up on me after I've already used it twice. Doesn't it always work that way? So he's popping in from the side, and now I'm going to put liquid glue on the giraffe and make sure I've got him just high enough to not cover up my, yeah, that's right, my text here, my stamp. Okay, so with that being assembled, and I didn't use the zebra. I wasn't sure. Well, you know what? I can still pop him on the inside. And I think I will. Since I've already got him stamped and he's so cute, I am going to use him. I'm going to put him on the inside. I mean, had I known, I might have put the monkey on the other side, but that's okay. I will just, yeah, I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that. I just fixed all of my liquid glue a couple of days ago, so it should not be acting up like this. More than one way to do this. All it needs is something to hold the top. There we go. Hold him from the top. All right, so there's still plenty of room to write inside the card, which I like. So now, I'm going to give the monkey's face and the zebra face just a little shimmer here in his ear. So again, the monkey face, I may outline his head here too. The giraffe needs just a little bit of sparkle. Put some on his spots. He came out really cute. Of course, the tusk, I just put a little bit on him. Now, I could add, I'm not going to do it right now, but I could add a couple of gems on this and put just a little bit of bling. But for today's purpose, I think this is enough. I've got a bunch of cute little characters. Happy birthday, you party animal. I embossed and then sanded the two-tone cardstock and then put a sentiment inside the card. So really fun card. I think there's a lot you can do with this, from baby cards to birthday, just to even thinking of you with the Hakuna Matata message. So have fun with it. I mean, this is just an inexpensive Silly Safari stamp set. So have a little bit of fun with it, and don't forget that if you like the products and the projects you've seen here, you can find me at Carolina Creative or hashtag Carolina Creative. I'm also on the Stampin' Up! Network. It's Renee Keese at StampinUp.net. A little bit longer today, but I did a bunch of different techniques just to bring this all together. So have some fun. Stay tuned for the next video.